Well, hello, Siren. Nice to see you. Glad we got that little confusion worked out from yesterday. I am going to try to rearrange some things here a bit. Kind of trying to get this whole setup going. And, more importantly, I need to rotate that a bit. I feel like because I'm looking at the screen and the camera, and I feel like I'm cross-eyed because when I look at the screen, I'm looking in another direction. Uh, so if you'll see here, I actually got my coin cam, and this is what it is. I think it's the same one that Shibby has. I can already tell you, I like it, but I don't like the light. I gotta see if I can figure something out with the light. It's like too much, and adjusting it doesn't help. It is too much until it's not enough, and then maybe I can fix it by it just being in a more well lit area in general. But right now, I'm not impressed with the light. But what I figured we could do is run through some of these really nice pennies I have that I was doing last night and kind of take a look at some of them under the coin scope. I really haven't, I kind of played with it a bit earlier on some quarters and stuff, but nothing crazy. So we'll grab out some nice ones. Okay, here's a good one. I think. We'll find out though. Now I think I got this thing all flipped around in the way that I want it. Okay. Not too hateful. So there, and that's what I'm talking about with the light. I'll turn it up a little bit, but then it starts to get all sparkly, like it's highlighting too much, I think. And it kind of makes the coin, I feel like it makes it look like it has imperfections. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. But I have the coin scope. But you see there, I have it offset like a little bit, kind of like this. So it's not shining directly on the coin because I was getting a lot of light pollution feedback back into the camera when it's like directly over. So this is about as good as I can get it. This is a 1968S. And of course, there's all kinds of adjustments and things I can make. I can bring it in closer. We can get close enough to actually look at, doubling and things. But it's on like a swivel mount. So you have to like readjust and refocus every single time. Well, hello, Constitutional. Good to see you, sir. Testing out the coin cam. Said it was coming. It came today, and I think I got it set up. And I also did some work to the stream setup. As you can see here, we have our chat coming through clearly now. We have a better layout, a little more high definition picture of some silver there. I also have a separate display set up for when I'm sharing my screen. And then also I will transition over and show you the coin cam large view. So here we go. This is a little better for seeing exactly what we have going on. Siren is a peach for sure. She's always happy. Tons of emojis and love. Siren is a very good YouTube friend. I have not had the pleasure of meeting her, but I have heard it is an experience. So I look forward to that one day. So, yeah, and this one's in a flip. So with it being in a flip, you get some of the shadow up there on the top. Oh, fingernails look really bad under a coin scope. But you see, like, I have to kind of, let me see if I can grab this. Yeah, and then there where I tilted up, you see where all the light pollution comes in there. You can see the "In God We Trust." The light is not being kind on these right now. I'll have to figure that out. There you can kind of see it a little better, but it's sideways. And then we'll flip to the back. And she looks pretty good. I mean, what is that? Next to... I see the E. Okay, I guess it's just the light playing tricks again. I see the E Purvis Unum, but it looked like some other business going on there. It's just the light pollution. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. So here's full light, right? And then we start trying to dial it down a bit, and it starts, like right there, I feel is about the point of no return. It starts to get really dark and kind of like hide imperfections. I feel like, I don't know. It feels too dark there, and it tries to adjust, but that's really all you get. So I keep it kind of cranked. Maybe I can find a happy medium somewhere about there. But I guess if you just move it around enough, it looks like it's in pretty good condition. I don't know enough about coin grading to know, but I can bring it a little closer and refocus. God, that light pollution is bad. So some of that, I think, I can't tell. Yeah, that's actually on the coin. A couple nicks there. But she's in really good shape. And then if you get really close and you adjust, you can get in really close and see, and even closer, but I'm holding this by hand, but you can see the S there. So that's kind of what we are dealing with. Not a bad coin cam for like 30. Don't believe anything Big Flip says. For what was it? It was about $40. It's the one I have linked in the bottom of all of my videos that I was already intending on purchasing. It was the one that I honed in on. I knew, like I said, Shibby had one, and I couldn't tell who had what, and I was looking for a low-cost option, at least right now, for the first one. And the other good thing that I wanted to make sure of was that I could use it with the streaming software. It took a minute for me to get it set up. It was having some like frame rate issues there the first time or two I tried to use it, but all in all, I'm really happy with it. I gotta remember that. I hate how different coins flip different ways. So you gotta top to bottom on American coinage. So yeah, I don't think it's doing that bad. And that 1968S, we'll change back to the main screen. 1968S, I wonder what that goes for. I don't even know what some of these are worth. So we will pull up the PCGS coin price guide. We will go to Lincoln. Yeah, I guess that'd be Lincoln. That's not wheat. And we'll see if we can find it. The only thing I hate about this is usually everything I'm looking for is on like the second page. Okay, so in 1960, here I'll share. We'll be fancy. I need to get another screen. I usually have 2 screens for my setup, but with the new space limitations, it was like a full-size TV, like a 40-inch, was my second screen, and I just don't have the room for that. So I'm on one screen, and it kills me. So let's transition over and go to PCGS. Here, 1968S. I'm going to put this back under the coin scope, even though you guys can't see it. I mean, I don't even think it's red. I mean, I guess it's red. It's definitely not browned yet. It's not like super red though. So we'll give it a red brown, if that's an option. Yeah, RB. So an RB in MS63 is saying it's about $3. No, I'm wrong. 2. RB MS63, which I'm doubtful that this is a $2 coin. Man, MS67, it's 150, and if it's a 67 plus, it's $500. That's crazy. That's almost worth sending it in on a gamble and see if I'm wrong about coin grading. I don't know, but that's a pretty penny. So we'll switch back here. Boop, boop. And get back to the chat. I need to put the chat on some of the other screens. Maybe not the display screen when I'm showing something like that to you guys. Oh, haha, the toned coin. We can look this guy up. This is a 1984. We can see this a lot more clearly now, and you guys can appreciate it. I'll switch you to the large cam so you get the full picture. All right, so here is that one that I was talking about. Now that's, I need like a pointer. I don't have anything. Like maybe a needle or something. But you see right there above the date, there's that spot that I was talking about. It's got like an ugly spot there and a little bit down on the body there. Some kind of other toning coming on. But this thing is like a galaxy coin. I don't know what they call that toning. But rainbow, I know for sure I've heard it called. But this is gorgeous. And it's, other than the few blemishes, which I feel like are brought on by the toning, there's no real heavy damage to the coin. And then we'll flip it to the back. The back's even better. Look at that. I mean, I can move it a little bit to show how the light hits it in different ways, but this thing is gorgeous. And I don't know. That's the thing. I do not know if this is I've never seen a penny toned like this. I would have to think that it's unnatural, but there's no damage really on the coin. So I'm confused as to how it could have gotten this way. Let's see what we can find out about the 80. Yeah, I'll have to scroll. Next page. It's always on the next page. That's what I was saying earlier when I came on here. Every time I go to look something up on PCGS and I start scrolling through the pages, it's always on the next page. I always have to go to the next page. Ooh, 84 has double dies on the obverse. I don't know what they are, but they're pricey. So, we have an 84p. It says, now see, this is where the toning comes in, because I have no idea on this one. It says an 84, you got your brown, your red brown, and your red. In a red, at a 63, it's saying it's a $6 coin. At a 69, just in the red, it's $8,500. So, the double die stuff gets up in that same, not quite the same range, but for a lower grade. A 68 double die is like 2,250. So, I wonder what the doubling could be. Hold on, let me switch over to the cam so I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh, big flip! We're checking out this awesome toned penny and trying to see if we can find out something about it. Let me get over here. This is the big coin cam. So we're going to go in on this a bit and see. I don't know what doubling we're looking for, but we're going to see if we can find any. And I did not get the Optitec flip. I went cheap. I think as I've studied everybody, see what I was talking about the light pollution? The light's too much on this thing. I'm going to angle it a bit and see if I can get in closer. It's on like a swivel mount. Definitely like flip set up better, but this should do for these purposes. So, okay, 1 cent. I don't see anything crazy there. United States, I don't see anything crazy. The FG, I don't know what's doubled though on the obverse. Or wait, that would be the front. What am I doing? Obverse and reverse. So, 84 looks good. Liberty looks good. In God we trust. I think I need to get closer. So I can't see anything. This is the worst live stream ever. Somebody fire this guy. Come on. Okay. Now we're in here. Oh, did we lose it? Okay, that's better. I don't see any doubling. DDO, right? Hold on, I'm gonna flip my screen back. Yeah, double die obverse. So it's got to be some of the lettering or something. And I'm not seeing anything offhand that strikes me as odd. And I'm on the edge of this pad. So my staples are getting caught. I don't know. Maybe I need to be in closer. But the point here is, yeah, that's closer. And I lost it. That's what I don't like about the swivel mount. But it's decent. It's better than nothing, for sure. The 84, I don't see any doubling. In God we trust. I don't see anything. And then Liberty, I definitely don't see anything. So, we'll get reset back up here with my crappy cam. And just look at this thing though. It can't be natural. I don't even know how. Hold on, I gotta angle this thing again. Cock it to the side just a little bit. Take all that light off of it. I don't know what happened to this coin, but it's not really a lot of crazy damage. Like I said, you got those couple rough spots on the body by the date and up there on trust that, you know, just look like toning really in its natural form. But whatever this is, it's a gorgeous coin. So we'll see. We'll see what that ends up being. But we have it. And that's nice. So, what else do I have? Oh, here's one that I marked as like a gold toning. It's a 1983. And it's just brilliant. Now, again, the coin may not be in the best of shape. But because of all that gold on it, I just kept it. I even marked it down here, gold toning. Because it's just the light, and again, the light sucks. It's actually doing a mildly good job. I don't like the cam light at the moment because it's just not being very fair, but this looks a lot better than the cam's giving it credit for. Those spots are really small. And then the back, again, the cam is just being hateful on this one. It's nowhere near that dark. If I turn it up, you can kind of see it there in like scent and whatnot. The light's just not being kind to it, but it's got a lot of good gold toning. I don't know what that may or may not be, but when I see things like that come through, I try to keep them. And then here is a red 73 that I found. It's in pretty good shape. A little bit of toning coming onto the body of the jacket there. The back is gorgeous. Not a lot of major flaws on this one. Okay, so now I'm going to try to catch up on the chat. Big Flips here. We already knew that. Thanks for stopping in. I sincerely hope you're feeling better, or at least on your way to feeling better. Definitely not a good Sunday night without you. And then, let's see, rulers, FYI, put the coin on a pad of Post-its. It's instead of the plastic pad that came with the scope, cut off a dozen on the bottom so the coin is held at an angle. Just stack it. That might work, but again, this thing's on a swivel stand kind of thing, so you can adjust it, which is cool until you move it the slightest way or grab the body of it, like you see it shaking there when I'm trying to focus it. Speaking of focusing it, there we go. And tilt it just a tad. But yeah, the fact that they're in flips too is not helping. I don't have any. Well, I have this, but it's not going to show well either. This I had sent to flip a while back. I have another one, but this one looks better. And it's a brown dime, not copper planchet or anything. It's just all browned up. And I was asking him if he had seen or knew anything about anything like this. And he said he believes it's been, like, chlorinated. You can kind of see, now that we got the scope out, you can kind of see, I don't know if that's reflection. Yeah, I guess it's reflection. But if you hold it the right way in a lot of places, it looks like there's a silver color, or, metallic, as we know it, under there. But it's so brown to look at it with the naked eye, I saved it. And I have a 2020. I also have this, very odd. This is the original one that I found, and it's a 67. But it's got, like, green stuff built up on it, and he said he thinks they've been, like, soaked in a pool for too long or something, which, checks out. I'm sure it makes sense. I'm no chemist, but I'm no coin collector either, but look at me. I got a coin scope, and I'm streaming on YouTube. So that is what that is. A dime will come out brown when you metal detect them too. Yeah, it's probably some. I bet that clad layer is not. It just doesn't hold up very well. I mean, we've seen some of the other error coins where they, it doesn't stick right. It comes off, coins missing the clad layer and things. It happens. It's essentially, you're plating the coin. But let me try this, because I was checking with the quarters earlier, and I will tell you, before I got this thing dialed in, it was not being nice to the quarters at all. They were all sparkly and looked like they came out of a disco show. So here's Kansas. That's not hateful. It's still got too much light. And we could move it up a bit, maybe. That might help. And then we'll focus. So here's my Kansas that I saved from a bankroll. Again, cam not the best. Trying to adjust this thing. It's horrible. Should have spent the extra $40, right, Flip? But this one I saved from a bankroll. Dial it in there. And it's, again, man, the cam just doesn't do these a whole lot of justice. Keep it right way up, Matt. And for a 2005 quarter, I feel like it's in pretty good shape. Relatively unscathed. All your little imperfections you expect to see. But yeah, the quarters aren't looking too bad. They definitely look better than they did the first time I put them on here. Here's what is this? I think it's Massachusetts 2000. Yeah, and it's in pretty good shape. You see that there in the fields, all that sparkle? That's what the light's doing to it. So if I turn the light down, it doesn't really fix it. It just gets too dark to like really manage. So I still keep the light all the way up, but that's what I was talking about, where they're just not showing as well as I feel they could. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy and I'm being too critical of my stuff, where I watch stuff on YouTube all the time and cams look fine. It just looks a little sparkly to me, and therefore almost to me makes it look like the fields are like textured, like it's been sandblasted, but I know that it hasn't. But then again too, it's it's not exactly a proof coin. So that's some of the quarters. We will get back to some of the pennies, but man, let's see if we can take a zoomed out look at this 1984. Again, it's probably nothing. It's probably some kind of artificial toning of sorts, but man, I'd almost like to send it in I don't care if it does get a details, just put it in a holder and let it run with this toning and see what happens to it, because I feel like it's going to look pretty decent either way. For a penny, you almost can't go wrong with it. It's pretty nice. If that black stuff starts taking over, like right there, you can kind of see it. That's, I guess what we're used to seeing on the black toning. Why is my work phone going off? Nothing can be that important. Oh, and I do have some more videos and things coming off. Oh, wait. Oh, it's one of my bosses. There was an emergency earlier. I dealt with it. One boss was off and the other one was disposed of, so I handled it, which is fine, but he said he just got the emergency notification for the emergency that took place at like 4:30 or something. Yes, I have some die chips here. Where are my die chips? That was one of the things I wanted to pull up. Oh, hold on. Before we do, I wanted to look at this. Yeah, this is 2007 Utah. And maybe I'm crazy, or my coins are not as nice as I think, but this one I thought looked exceptional. There is a little smudge or something right there by the mint mark, it looks like. I don't see, but I don't know. I'm no coin grader. I don't know how much of that is forgivable on some of these, but if you look at the back, oh, come on. It really does look nice. The fingerprints and stuff are on the flip. The fields are all in good shape. That's why I saved it, 2007. Let me see where I got these tucked away. Da, 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 da. This is just all the BU stuff. What did I do with my die chips? Because I was looking at them earlier. I will not lie to you. That's not them. Okay, where? I see the silver quarters from last night's giveaway. Oh, I put them over here by the coin scope, like a smart person would. Okay, die chip time. This has been a good week. So this is 2019 P Idaho, the River of No Return. And so I'll try to get this lighting better for us. If we look here, right there where the rocks meat. Right there. Big old die chip. Right there. I mean, it's huge. I mean, considering, it bumps way off the coin. You can see it with, with your bare eyes under normal circumstances. So that's the first one that I found while I was coin roll hunting last week. And I am super proud of that. And I couldn't find any pictures of a similar one. I'm not saying it's amazing or anything, but I just couldn't find any on Google when I was looking. So there's that one. Then I have another River of No Return. This will be interesting. It's not much of one, but if you look right there where the bottom of the boat meets the middle and on the edge, just in that seam, it's not a huge one, but it's a die chip that was starting to form. This must be like a really early version of it. You can kind of see it there when the light hits it right. There's a little bit of a die chip there. God, that light. I gotta figure this out. I'll just have to put this cam in a spot that's got all kinds of other light around it and try not to use this actual light that's on the scope. But you can kind of see it there. It's not much one. I'm not saying it's amazing, but it exists. And then we have the Mount Rushmore. So here is the main one up there at the top, and then it's not much of one, but there's one forming at the top there. I think that's technically like the cliff face. In the short that I did about this, I said I didn't know if that was supposed to be the hairline or what for that face, but I think it's the top of the cliff that's yet to be carved. And there's a little bit of one there, but the bigger one is right there under the S in Rushmore. So there's actually two die chips. I don't know how people classify things. I'm calling it two because that's how I labeled it. But I have that. Coin Junkie. We're looking at my new coin scope, and somebody had asked if I had some die chips to look at, and we did. Coin Junkie, if you missed it, keep your eyes on this. I keep throwing this back up. I'm going to keep throwing it back up because I think it's awesome. I have no idea what happened to Lincoln here, but he's beautiful. Rainbow toning all over it. It's probably fake, or it took like an oil bath or something, but it's in pretty good shape still, I feel like. And all that galaxy, rainbow toning, whatever you want to call it, going on that coin. So now that I have a scope, I can appreciate things like this a little more. And I did check this. I'm no expert, but I did try to look over it for double die. Apparently that was a thing, but I can't see anything. You can literally rub the copper off with your thumb and forefinger. Yeah, my son's mother, who I've gotten into sorting pennies, actually saved one. She goes, I got one. It looks real weird. It's probably nothing, but I figured I'd show you. And I'm like, okay. And when she brought all the pennies back, I was looking and she's like, here's the one. And basically it had been like somebody put it on a belt sander or something and wore away the copper layer and some other details on one side of the coin. And so she's like, I figured it's nothing, and it was. It just damaged, but she thought it was cool looking. She wanted to save it. Just probably because of the contrast between. There's a way to sublaminate a microscopically thin layer of copper from under the clad layer on top of the clad without destroying the clad. Huh. That's interesting. Detergent from a penny go through the washer and do that before. Oh, okay. And yeah, and it might be, like I said, it's probably nothing. I'm sure it's worthless, or it's worth a cent. I don't care. I've never had a coin with toning like that, so I keep it. I put it in a flip. Let's see, what else do we have in front of us that's pretty? Okay, here's one. Let's see how nice the camera is on this one. This is that one that I did the short on, where I talked about how toning was important. This is like a red gold. This freaking light pollution. This is like a red gold toned 1990 clad, but it's so nice. It's like sunbursting, kind of, and it's actually like haloed around the center the right way. Um, so I feel like this one's in good standing. Then we go to the back and you see the same thing. This is that one, and maybe I'll see if I can get some shots, of these with this new coin cam, um, to do some of the shorts with. I don't know if how that'll work. I'll talk to my editor and see. But like, look at that! Look at all that red up there by America, or almost purplish. It's like a sunset coin, almost. You get the golds and the reds mixing together. It's just gorgeous, and it's in really good shape. I mean, there's a little nick on the field under the steps, it looks like, on the back. I don't know what MS grades allow. On the front, there's really not much. Maybe a little nick there on his forehead, something over there by the S in trust. But it's a gorgeous coin, even if it's MS63. That's something that I feel like I should send out and get graded. I don't know. I'm probably crazy for saying that. Look at that. When the light hits, look at the red coming up on his shoulder. It's a beautiful coin. It's clad, but it's beautiful, so we're keeping it. I like this cam already, being able to see all this. So, I don't have any really nice woodies or anything. Here's a brown, and it's a 67. Nothing too special. Some toning going on up there in God, something going on. And it looks like maybe the Y in Liberty has, I don't know if it's like a nick out of it or what. Some kind of mark down the shoulder, the body, a couple other little scratches, but otherwise in pretty good shape. The back, not hateful, given the toning and everything. Looks like all the details there. So these are the kinds of things I keep. I look at them, if they're older like this, and they look like they're in decent shape to me, I'll just save them. Yeah, that one, man, the camera is not kind. That's the kind of stuff you can't really see, I guess, with the naked eye too well. I don't really loop them or anything. Well, maybe I guess you can see that, but it still looked good enough for me to keep. So got that. Let's see if we can find some other really pretty ones. Oh, that's clad. Oh, we're in clad land. Here's a nice 77. Let's see how I did on this one. The toning coming in. See a bunch of like little scratches there. Man. This is, I think, where coin grading really comes in. They pull out the magnification and start cutting everybody off. But still, a very nice coin. The back's got a couple little nicks, it looks like, on the pillars and some in the fields there. Still not hateful. For a 1977, I feel like it's in good shape. Maybe not mint state, but it's definitely in good shape. Sand the copper off one side of several zinc pennies. Separate with a a piece of thin cardboard soaked in vinegar and connect electrodes to either end. I ran an LED 24/7 for over 2 weeks. Wait. Hold on. So, copper off one side, several zinc pennies separate with soaked in vinegar. So you're making like a battery out of it to where it's going to use the zinc to turn into electricity? I mean, that checks out. It makes sense, but I just never heard of that. Let's see what else we can throw up. Let me put some of these away. The really nice toners. I think we've seen most of them. I just really wanted to play with my scope. Thank you guys for hanging out. What do we have that's old? Here's the 69D. Let's see how I did on this one. Alright. Little stuff. I see, and that's where I need to get into. I don't want to get into coin grading, but to get a better idea of like how mine stacks up to, you know, like, I don't know, like an MS-63 or something. Like, what's allowable? Is that little spot on the steps, is that just gonna kill the value of the coin? I'm not sure. I'd like to think they focus more on the details and the physical damage, like whatever that nick is in the pillars up there, like right where the roof meets the pillars in the fascia. There's some kind of little nick there. I'll have to look into it. But these are the things that I keep when I'm hunting pennies. I try to grab anything that looks, you know, that's at this point decades old, that looks like it's in good shape, because I feel like they're getting to be fewer and far between. And most of them will probably never see the inside of a slab. But you never know. If I feel like throwing money away and gambling, I mean, that's kind of what it is anyway. I guess if you're not a professional yourself. Here's a 75. Okay. Kind of a, not the best strike on that. Like, you see how it looks kind of fuzzy, and the details on the breast jacket and the bow tie. I mean, it's there, but it's almost like an after image. That's interesting. So not the best strike on that, or maybe the die was just wearing down. It's towards the end of the run. And then on the back, yeah, much better strike on the back. There's a nick in the pillar. Okay. Yeah, but again, I don't know. I mean, for all I know, this could be, you know, MS-60. It'd still probably be worth nothing, but and you see what I'm talking about the light in this. Like, you see where the 1975 looks kind of shiny and almost glittery, and all the fields are lighting up like fireworks. That's some of what I don't like about the light scheme, and some of that could be the flip. I do not have. Well, I got some clad. Let me see if I can find a nice clad just to throw up here, bare coin, and see if it does any better. Here's a nice 2022. Well, there's a 2019. It looks shiny, so we'll throw it up and see. Oh yeah, it's about the same. Yeah, just so much light pollution. And then we'll try to cut it down, but see, you start cutting it down and all the other stuff that wasn't that bright before just gets really dark. So, try to focus a bit. No, that's about it. So I guess really you just have to move it around a bit to kind of see what's going on with it. And then, ooh, the lovely shield. I'll be able to actually look at that though. Check that out. You see, like, there's almost rippling. Not, you know, actual. It's probably just in the clad layer somehow, but There's almost some rippling there through the shield. I'll have to like start looking for double dyes and things with this. But it seems like the cam does a pretty good job. Here's like an ugly 84 that didn't get saved, obviously. And then, yeah, I mean, for things like this, it definitely clears up everything a lot better. So, I like it. I like it a lot. I will transition back so you can see my face. Did something go wrong? Did I not? Did it end my stream? Am I live? Dun dun dun. Because it says nobody is watching. But it also says 3 viewers. Let me see. I'll go over to YouTube real quick. Dun dun dun. I can't tell. I was over on the coin. Oh no, yeah, it's still live. I'll get back over. So, there it goes. It updated now. 3 people watching. I will say this. The bigger coins become much harder. Like, if I was going to run auctions, yeah, I see you, Roadhog. Thank you, sir, for chiming in on that. I appreciate it. On the bigger coins, it's kind of a problem. So, it's not hateful, but this is... Gotta kind of mount this thing here. This is about as high as I can get this thing. Currently. I'm working on seeing if I can fix that somewhat. But this is about as high as I can get it. This is a $50. So even when we go over to the actual coin cam, you know, the screen gets bigger, but it still doesn't fit in, you know, the whole way. So I need the actual cam to go higher for larger coins. So that's a half. And here's a Morgan, just to give you an idea. And it literally, you know, 2/3 of it or something, close to that, 3/4, actually fit into the cam. And so it's not hateful. I mean, I guess you could still show things in auction, but I would like something better like flips where he can go from, you know, being up over the coin, the entire coin like I was with the pennies, to then relatively easily zooming down in on the details of the coin. I definitely like that Optitec better than, you know, what I have going on here. So, you know, all in all, like this one came out of the coal bin. I don't know why. It's still a Morgan. It's not, I guess, anything to write home about, but it's still pretty. So, I have those. And actually, the half there, the Walker, I just got as an extra from something that I bought from somebody. It took apparently a little longer than they thought it would. Not by much. I wasn't worried about it at all, but they felt the need to send me through a little something extra, and he sent me that Walker. So let's see what we can do here. See, and that's what I'm talking about. On the pennies, you fit the whole thing in. I need to... Let me do something. I'm going to go to the garage real quick. It's not going to take me long. It's just right there. I'm going to go get another light. Something else. And see if we can get better effects from the light. So give me just a minute. Alright, I'm back. So this is like one of my mechanics work lights. I actually got this on a deal on Amazon some years ago, but it's rechargeable and it has a few different modes. So, assuming that we can cast a shadow and not have too much of a problem, we'll see what we can do here. So now let's turn this light off. Okay, not great. Too much, maybe. Oh, that's off. Okay, still sparkly. Very sparkly. Not enough. Man, that's like a really weird kind of area. It's either too much or it's not enough. Maybe if I change the backing to something that's actually like a color so that the light doesn't absorb. Let's try this. This is a backing sheet from my shadow box thing that I have. Get the penny up there. Oh yeah, that killed all the light, huh? So bring the light back. Still pretty bright. And then if we try to, way too much. It looks super shiny, but too shiny to really like see, I feel like. I need to look back at some other people's videos and what their cams look like. I know Flip's look pretty good, but that whole room looks like it's lit up very well, and this room that I'm in is not. That doesn't look too hateful though, right there. Bring that down a notch. Guess that's not too bad. We'll work with it and we'll see what we can do. Oh wow. That'll get you in trouble. I didn't even know it did that. Is that the SOS button? Can't have red and blue flashing lights. Come on, turn off. There we go. Set that off to the side. Anyhow, I guess on this we're stuck to trying to be a bit closer to our coins. The blue seems to have helped a little bit, but you still, like right there, that's where I'm like dead over the coin and it's useless. And then you cut the light back and you still see the LEDs there shining down on it. That's what I was saying earlier, where I kind of cock it to the side just a tad. But what Ruler was saying earlier kind of makes sense. I don't have anything to do that with at the moment, but I get the idea of trying to kind of angle it just a touch. Let's see. Just a touch would make a decent difference, maybe. Turn the light back up. Actually, it's worse there. Maybe forward? Yeah, maybe a touch forward or something. So, it's interesting. It's a $40 cam, right? So, not the best. But I have it, so at least I can show what I'm talking about when I'm talking about stuff. Or God forbid I actually do more auctions or anything. Now we have a coin cam. So, what is going on out there in TV land? Oh, not that I'm super happy about it because I always said I never would, but um, I started a TikTok. Don't judge me. Uh, my editor kept saying like, "Man, you need to start a TikTok." You know, it's like you could do the same thing. You can upload to YouTube, upload to TikTok. You know, same videos, whatever. So you just need to start one. It's a whole different audience. You know, there's tons of people that do TikTok only and don't really even get on YouTube now. And so I listened to him. I started it. I threw up one of my already existing video things just to kind of put something up. But I am over there. Just stack it, of course. Um, it is what it is. Um, I don't have anything cool. And I know Keys isn't here. Does anyone from last night remember? Was her coin, her quarter, I think it was the 59. Because I was moving things around on the desk. And I don't think I moved it because I have coin junkies in a pile over here. Ooh, here we go. Let's have fun, people. Let's get good close up of Valcambi bars. Oh, had them upside down. Let's look at those. Man, the light just... You're killing me, Smalls. Killing me. Let's bring it down. We'll refocus. The light is ridiculous. But yeah, there we go. 1 gram Valcambis. And that's why your premiums are so high on these, because look at all the work that goes into that. And if it's like 100-gram Valcambi sheet, I call them sheets, then it's actually 101 grams, because they add enough extra that way when you break them all apart, they're still going to be 1 full gram. That way, you know, they don't drop. But yeah, that's pretty. I don't think I've ever really zoomed in on those. I don't know what that mark is. What is it? I want to see, because I'm sure it just says like Credit Suisse or something. Isn't that who makes these? Or I'm probably wrong. Or are they like, is that an... the light. And then the whole thing comes off. See? Should have paid the extra $40. Got the flip set up, but I'll get this fine-tuned eventually. Let's cut it from the side here. There we go. Come on, stay. Alright. Okay. What the heck does that say? I can't even tell. One of these days, when I get this set up, we'll zoom in and we'll find out. I'm sure if we look on the internet, it's probably somewhere too. But 1 gram Valcambis. Those are coin junkies. We have not done a giveaway yet. There are 6 people lurking about, and I appreciate every one of you for struggling through this cam adjustment with me. We'll figure it out eventually. The blue, I don't know. I think that helped a little bit, but not enough to be a noticeable difference. Maybe I'll look up and see what other people with this have done. This definitely seems like it's more for getting into the finer details of the coins, for looking at doubling. I think technically and officially it's still called a microscope. There's a nice red 1980. Let's focus in there. Is the light all the way up? Yes, it is. So there's a really nice red 1980. Flip it Backside, I think we did pretty good on that one. That one doesn't look like it has too much damage at all. Um, hey Jason, it's so let me show you just so that everyone can realize what I bought. It's a $39 camera. So it comes with the base plate. It's a suction cup mount with like a bendable arm, and then you can focus it here with this ring. There's a light adjustment here. We've already been talking about this. The light is garbage. You either have not enough light or too much light. But I'm in a really dim area over here anyway, so that doesn't help. But for all other intents and purposes, it's actually pretty decent. I mean, if you get it set up in a decent spot like this and just run coins, right? Well, I got you guys looking at the camera still. If you just got it set up something like this and just run coins, it's not bad. The only problem is this is a penny and a flip. You know, if you're going to something like a Morgan, you know, you don't get the whole coin in there at once. You kind of got to move it around or adjust it and refocus. I definitely like Flip's Optitec better, but it was like double the price of this thing. And this works with the streaming software. It can get in real close. So, I mean, the functionality's there. It does what I need it to do. And it was relatively cheap. So the first one I bought was complete garbage. Wasn't plug and play, had some weird drivers, all kinds of stuff. Suction cup it to the wall. These walls have texture, Roadhog. But that's not a half bad idea. What? That's not a half bad idea. But, okay, so the mount for this thing is just a little plastic thing on, I want to say it's like a M10 thread. Don't quote me on the pitch, but it's a coarse thread. It's been a while since I've been heavy into like hardware, but it's like an M10 thread with a coarse pitch, and I am a technician. So I might even be able to rig something up to where it's more like Flips, where it's not actually on a suction cup and it's got some kind of stand that's adjustable, you know, hopefully relatively easily. And then I can do my switching and stuff between a little faster, maybe more like the Optitec. So we'll see what I come up with in terms of that. But, I mean, for now, I can show coins. I've been showing. Jason, I'm going to, and you know what? Who was that said that earlier? I think it was What the Beep. Talking trash about my Rainbow 84, wherever the heck I put it. Where did I put it? I want to show Jason, just because I'm proud of it. I don't know where it went. Actually, it wasn't labeled either. I'm looking at all the labeled ones. I got a really nice rainbow toned penny. It's probably garbage, but it's pretty, and I like it. So I kept it, and I cannot find it for you now because I threw everything back in here like a dope. But What the Beep said that he's seen pennies like soaked, run through like the washing machine, soaked in like detergent, do similar things, which I'm not doubting. It's probably true. And maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do an experiment video to see, you know, if we can cause artificial tone, not to like, you know, not for those reasons, but that is a really nice. I cannot find that thing to save my life now. Should have left it out. Anyhow, okay, here. Let's get it. I have wheats in here? I don't think this is supposed to be in this box. Or that one. Oh no, my S's. My S's I threw in here. That checks out. That sounds more like it. Here. And this, yeah, this just goes to show you how this camera sucks. Ooh. Try to get closer on it. Here's a 1940S. Dun, dun, Again, camera light combo where I'm at suck, but not hateful. Camera too washed out right now. But it's there. It's in, I don't know, maybe good condition, maybe. But that's one of my S's. Here's a 45. What's it look like? Better. It looks a little better. You know, dirty and smudged and whatnot. But not too hateful for a 45. The back has some really odd toning and whatever started up on it. It's kind of like almost reddish, but not the good red, like the caked up kind of red. So that's what we're doing, Jason. Oh, Henry. I was talking about you earlier. With the half. Not you specifically, just in general, but very pretty half on the coin scope. And, you know, stuff like this, yeah, it's nice to get like a brilliant example, which, where is my BU? Oh, now you're going to make me pull out the box and throw slabs up here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I got them in here somewhere. Dun, 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 dimes. There she is. Hold on, let me pull it out. It's the old Rattler. Like a lot of things here recently, I got this from Flip, and it's in the slab, and it's got like a protective plastic around it, so the light's probably not going to be very kind to this one, but here we go. This is an old Rattler graded MS65. So I've heard that you can a lot of times pull these out and get a higher grade on them, that sometimes they'll upgrade, literally. But now I'm also hearing that because everyone is doing that, turn the eagle the right way here, because everyone is doing that, it's not worth, like the old Rattler adds more value maybe than upgrading the coin. I mean, it'd have to like upgrade to a 67 or something for it to be financially feasible to pull it out of the slab, I guess, because that's the fad that everyone was doing there for a while, and so these are getting even harder to find, the original green Rattlers. So I'm probably just going to keep it. I don't know what it's worth. I know what I paid for it. Let's go look. I'm already on here, but I'm in the wrong place. I'm in pennies. So let's go down to halves. Half dollars. Walking Liberty. What is it? 42. So, yeah, it's probably not going to be worth a lot because it's already on the end of the spectrum of the run. So 42 doesn't say what mint mark it is, if it even has one. Do you see anything? I'm looking at the wrong screen. I don't see anything. Okay, so we're going to say it's a P. I think they would have designated that. So, over here in La La Land, I will bring you guys along. Because I got this stuff set up now. Look at that. Alright, I'll bring you along. Here we are. 42, where are we at? 42, no mint mark. Says it's a 65. $150 coin. If I could get a grade higher, it'd add 75 bucks to 225. If I could, now I'm not saying it can, I'm not saying it would, but if I could, bump up 2 levels by pulling it out of the Green Rattler, it would be worth $1,000 supposedly. And then look at what a 68's worth, 30 grand. That's a steep climb. I know that's, it's increasingly more difficult to get those grades, and they get much more picky as they go. But look at that. I have it right here, MS65, 150. I paid less than that. And then, man, if I pulled it out of there and got 2 grades out of it, making a killing. But I guess, and I don't know this, but I was listening to a coin podcast while I was driving to Chicago, and they said, one of the guys was saying if he finds something in a Green Rattler, he does not take it out. He will not. He'll keep it. I guess I can bring you guys back in and give you something to look at, which is me and some silver, but mostly me. But he said that if he gets them, he doesn't, because they're getting harder and harder to find because people are reslabbing them and hoping for an upgrade. So, if he gets them, he holds on to them and leaves them in the state that they're in. And he's also said that sometimes people pull them out and they actually get downgraded. So I guess it just depends on, who you get. But I got that. There you go. That's pretty. So, but the huge difference between what some consider like a call, granted this is a 43, but, lots of wear and all this stuff. We can buy these a dime a dozen. But then, the forethought to actually get something slabbed and put away while it's in good condition. And they say coins aren't an investment. If you were smart enough, granted, not that long ago. 42, that's, most of our dads could have snagged some really nice coins of that era and put them up, That's the old stackers and people that we're talking to now that would have been those people saving that stuff. And if you would have had the forethought to save stuff like nice walkers and things, and you were lucky enough to get that MS68, 30 grand? 30 grand? It's just crazy. So, yes, while coins aren't necessarily an investment and they do take time to appreciate, it's just a different side of a different thing. Same thing can be said with art bars. That there's a whole community around art bars. And, what's on, I'll go to the big coin cam so you can see what I'm talking about. But I got a couple pictures here that I just threw up just for, to fill in the blank space around the coin cam. But the Johnson Matthey bar there, the picture's not doing it a lot of justice. It's actually toned up really well. You can kind of see right there in the bottom right corner, the plastic is actually compromised a little bit. And there's still some shiny silver right there at the bottom right, but the rest of the whole bar has some really nice toning going on. Again, the toning I don't think necessarily makes or breaks it, but just the Johnson Matthey bar. Those things go for a premium. I paid a decent amount for it. I don't know, again, what they go for. We could check eBay and see, but I bet they're going for well over what a 10-ounce bar. JM 10-ounce bar. We will check sold auctions. Search. Okay. Some people are accepting offers. They're listed for 310, says they accepted best offer, so less than that. One sold for 275. One really toned one, kind of like mine, 250. Pristine one, like super pretty, day it was made style, sold for $325. Really nice one outside of the plastic, which okay, $355. So I mean, it depends on the bar and the buyer, but they're going from anywhere between $275, $300 to up to as high as $355 in some cases. I don't know much about the serial numbers, but the people that collect them do, and they know, they've researched and done everything, and they know like which serial numbers are more limited or special, just like with about everything else. So the art bar community and the premium bar community kind of go off on that. There's a website I heard about on one of those podcasts. I don't know what it is offhand, but they said there's a website that does nothing but try to track down, mintage records of old bars. Johnson Matthey, whoever, Engelhard is a big one, because they said, yes, I did. That's your walker. That's your walker right here on the scope. Yes, I got it. I did get it, and I'll show you what I did with it. Let me go back to the other cam. Bam. Now, obviously, this isn't all of it, but this is the topic of my next, one of my next videos. And you helped me almost fill up this giant glass jar with silver, albeit a different kind, but still. And it's heavy. This thing is heavy. It's I haven't weighed it. I'll have to go put it on the bathroom scale. It's probably somewhere between like 5-6 pounds. I'm thinking it's got some weight to it. So it was about half full before the last deposit. And I will say this, and I give away silver periodically to the kids. My son, my daughter, I'll just hand them stuff every now and again. I give both of them, the same thing or a choice of things. And so my kids have some, not much. I doubt it's even like a roll between them, but they have some 40s. Oh yeah, she's familiar. That's why I pulled out that old Rattler, because I wanted to compare the difference between a pristine walker and what we consider to be junk. Funny enough, yeah, it's not a bad night, but and we should have done this while I still had a slightly bigger audience, but we will do a giveaway. And I have the others to mail out. I did not. Work is kicking my tail. I did not get much time for that today, and I could have and should have got Key's address and Junkies and started working that out, but I don't think I stopped working until about 5 something, and I started at like 7. So I cut it off and then got to doing some other stuff, but we will do a giveaway, and I will eventually mail it out. Don't look for it immediately, but it'll probably go out with these once I figure them out. So hopefully before Thanksgiving, and definitely in time to be a Christmas present. So let's do something weird. I will grab, I don't even know what I have out here. What do I have out here? Hold on, let me go to the bin. Okay, somebody's lucky day. I got a coin scope. I ain't got to do this no more. Love it. Love it. Okay, somebody's lucky day. 1916 Barber dime. Let's see. The mint mark on these, I believe, is usually below the ribbon. So it's a P, I'm guessing. And I will say this again because I'm not a super big collector. I didn't even know they made Barbers in 1916. So they must have crossed over. The Barbers and the Mercs, like, both were made in the same year. Is that correct? Somebody want to check me on that? If you know, because I don't. I didn't until I just pulled this out. So, we got a Barber dime. And I will grab... This is not awesome, but I will grab a stack of some of these pennies. They're probably not going to be anything amazing. They're for sure going to be copper. And I think I pulled out of my BU section. There's a 1992. I'll pull that out because I don't feel like anybody wants that. There's another one. 75. Throw an S in here. Can I find an S? Oh! Is Jason still here? I found the rainbow toner. Slide that up in there. Hold on, let me grab some more here. Let's see. Everything I got right now is in the 70s, and I feel like that's insulting. I'm trying to get the copper. 70s. There's a 60 something. What was that? 63D. Okay. So we got 5 pennies. All varying, but they're in relatively good shape considering their age. And the Barber dime. You are not getting my rainbow penny. So, Jason, if you're still out there, or if you're watching the replay, this is that 1984 that I was talking about earlier. That, gosh, what's his name? What the beep said, maybe like laundry detergent, artificial toning. Again, I am of the mind, I don't care. It's a pretty coin. So I'm going to keep it. But it's, yeah, it's got all that rainbow toning on it. And I will try different experiments and see if I can, recreate that. But I'm sure I won't know how. But I will attempt it. So, 1916 Barber dime. 1963D in what we will call arguably good shape. Not too hateful. 79D. Looks like, man, you can really see that fingerprint on that, can't you? 79D. 75. Ooh, that one's in really good shape. No toning, no nothing, like no adverse toning. Really good, like kind of still bright copper color. That's going to be a nice one. 78. Not horrible. Lighting sucks. We all know that. We've dealt with that already. The back looks decent. 76 again. And now we will get to the giveaway. So, and a 73D. Again, light's not being kind. It's a lot prettier than it's giving it credit for. God, that light. It just darkens it all up. It's shiny and bright in real life. I gotta figure this out. So, that's 1 silver dime and what we'll call some nice pennies. I know, maybe not as good as the silver quarters from yesterday, but it's something. So, oh God, Jimmy's here. He's gonna win. He always wins. Lucky Jimmy Lacari, as all of us call him. So let me think. Let's do... Okay. Thanksgiving's coming. So let's do... Why is my work phone beeping? Did somebody tag all members at midnight? Present members. Oh, and I'm present, I guess. Okay, so Thanksgiving's coming. We are going to do food items, I'll say commonly found, so don't do like some off-the-wall stuff. But I'll try to keep it relatively simple. We will do Thanksgiving foods, and I will write something down, and then I'll tell you guys when to go. Let me think. Okay. Hi Annette. Thanks for stopping by. We are just getting into, I will tell you, since I don't know how long you have been lurking in the background. We are getting ready to give away nothing too spectacular, but 5 really nice pennies that I've saved from circulation. Their condition and grades are debatable, but they are all what I generically consider to be, you know, AU, BU, again, I'm no coin grader, but something nicer than you would normally find, and then a 1916 Barber dime. So, that is tonight's giveaway. So, you can start now. We are doing Thanksgiving food items. Whoever guesses the one that I have written down first wins. Uh-oh. I think we already have a winner, technically. So, we will cut it off there, and I'm going to give it to him because I feel it's one and the same. I wrote down cranberry sauce because as a kid, I was the only one that would eat it, and I would make them get it. Now, I'm talking about the canned stuff, not the real stuff. I've tried some of that, and they're not bad. I don't know why. I just prefer the canned, like the jellied cranberry. But that was it, cranberry sauce. So, real ruler, I can't remember offhand if I have your address. So, I will jump over and put my email in chat. Where are we at? I don't know. I gotta get in my own live. Hold on. I gotta mute it. Okay, there we go. I'll put it in here again. It's my Just Wrench It email because I'm too lazy to start another one, and this is how people know me and communicate with me. So, there it is in the chat. So drop me an email, give me your address. I'll get these other 2 figured out tomorrow with Silver Keys and Coin Junkie. Well, Coin Junkies, I'm sure, will probably take longer. So I'll get the others figured out, and I'll get these out by... yeah, tomorrow's Tuesday. I should be able to get them out by Thanksgiving, for sure, I would think. Hopefully. So hold on. Where's my Post-its? I want to write this down. Just so I don't start being forgetful. Okay. Boom. Where's my rubber bands? I will band them all together so that nothing happens to them. And I know this one's not that great. They'll get better as the channel will get better. So I am growing pretty fast. I'm going to try to put out more long form content, thus the lives. When I can go live, I will. Keys. Junkie. and I'm gonna band his together as well, just because he's got multiple. Um, so I'm trying to do more long form content. So you don't have to have the bell on. I'm not one of those people. Um, it's nice if you do, great, whatever, but it's not going to kill me if you don't. But when you see a video like mine, I try to keep my thumbnails for the most part along like a general theme. Black, orange writing, you've seen some of them. So if you can do that, you see a video and you have time, click on it, watch it, because we're growing very fast as far as subs are concerned. I just, with the shorts, and the shorts are getting me the subs, which is great, but I have to transfer that into some watch time to actually get to that monetization level. And then once I'm making some money from this, I can actually pay my editor a living wage. And then, and then actually start taking some of that revenue and putting it back to the channel. Buy stuff at my LCS, auction it off, do bigger, better giveaways, things like that. So I see all of the. Man, one of my favorite things now, so cranberry sauce was it when I was a kid, and I still eat it, but it's not quite, it's nostalgic, but I'm not quite as excited. I would eat the whole can myself when I was a kid. But now that I'm older, oyster dressing. So if you don't know, it's basically just stuffing or dressing. Whatever, however you want that to be. Fancy, not fancy, box, stovetop, generic, whatever. And then you take, while you're cooking it, boiling the water and getting it all up, you put in oysters, like canned oysters, that are already cooked. And so I usually get the smoked ones. You don't have to, but I'll eat a whole pot of that with some gravy and some mashed potatoes. I'll make a sandwich out of it. I'll do all kinds of things with it. I'll eat the whole thing. I think last year, I think I made like a big pot of it. My kids don't eat the stuff because they don't like the oysters. So I ate all of it, I think, in the course of about 4 or 5 days. Pecan pie is amazing. I can't have, it has to probably be homemade because, or, made right, I should say, because a lot of the store-bought ones or the pre-made ones that you can get are just sickeningly sweet. I'm not a big sweets person. I do sweets, ice cream, candies and things at times, right? But I'm not overly into the sweets. More often than not, I will decline. And I like pecan pie. You are correct, but I can't take the really sweet ones. Pecan pie is usually one of those that I get a piece and I eat like maybe half of it, maybe. If it's the really sweet ones, I probably will only eat a couple bites of it. But it is delicious. I love pecans. That's a good favorite. But there's not a lot of people around me that know how to bake, let alone bake something like that correctly. And I don't have the time or wherewithal to try myself. So no pecan pie for me. But yes, that's a good one. That, and some people are gonna hate me for this, especially anyone that's from down south. But sweet potato pie. Okay, I never tried it. Everyone said it was like pumpkin. Everybody said it was like pumpkin. I don't like sweet potatoes, like candied yams and all of that. Or at least I didn't. And so I just kind of stayed away from it until, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago or somewhere in there, and there was no other pie. Pumpkin disappeared. Or maybe they didn't even have pumpkin and it was only sweet potato. And I didn't know. Nobody told me, and I didn't see the difference. And I tried sweet potato pie, and that shit is delicious. I can't believe I waited all that time to try it. But I actually kind of prefer it over pumpkin. Again, it all depends on how it's cooked. And in my experience, homemade is better. Um, but, yeah, sweet potato pie is, yeah, baking equals applied chemistry. You're not kidding. It's definitely an art form. I can't do it. I mean, it is very specific. I mean, you look back on it. I mean, just cooking in general can be. Heard about a restaurant that has a machine that cooks steaks now. Like when you ask for a steak cooked a certain way, a machine cooks it. So, and I'm assuming that's so you can't complain about your steak later because this is what you asked for. It was cooked to a T for how thick it is, the cut that it is, whatever. And so a machine cooks it. So hopefully they get less food waste and less unhappy customers, I guess. Anyhow, it is getting late. I do have to work tomorrow. Daughter's got school. So I will jump off of here. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. Ruler, congratulations on the giveaway. Like I said, drop me an email if you didn't grab it in chat. It's on every single one of my Just Wrench It videos. So just look that up. It's in the description of, I think it's probably one of the first couple things after the actual description in all of those videos. And then, there's plenty of people in the community that know how to get a hold of me if you didn't grab it earlier. So send me your address. We'll get that out. CoinCam, for like 35 or 40 bucks, whatever I paid for it, it's decent. I think the lighting is more my problem than the camera because of how dark it is over here. So I think once I fix that and get some other things ironed out, I think it's going to be good. Plus, I mean, it's better than nothing. I can throw something up here and you guys can actually see it for the most part. And, yeah, 69S. Ooh, she's beat up. Is that the flip? Oh, the flip's got a little ding in it. Oh, well, good thing the coin looks like that then. I don't feel so bad. But yeah, 69S. So yeah, it works. It's not hateful, and I can stream a little better. So yeah, the people that complain. And I remember the first time I got a Wagyu steak. Australian, still not the Japanese. I want the Japanese, but I keep getting Australian. But the first time I got one, I asked for it cooked medium well, and the waiter refused. It was a very high scale restaurant, and he refused. He said, "You're gonna ruin it. Just let us cook it how we cook it, and you'll be pleased. I promise." And so I did. I let him, and I'm not one of those like medium rare guys, ever. But it was closer to that. It was definitely like a medium rare to well, or, somewhere in there. Medium rare. Is that what it's called? Medium? I don't know. There's rare, medium, whatever. It was in between there. It wasn't even medium. It was whatever's below that. It was iffy for me, but it was just so delicious. And I'm so glad that I actually let them cook it properly, so that I didn't ruin it, because that was a very expensive steak. Anyhow, that's it for me tonight, guys. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. Thank you. If I don't talk to you in person before then, happy Thanksgiving. Everybody be safe. Spend time with the family or not. Whatever keeps your sanity. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Hopefully here, maybe shortly after. I'll have some free time that weekend, and I'll jump on and stream again. So I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much.